Hey, it's Mr. Leatherwood.
And Mrs. Hannah.
And Miss Saunders. Oh, she's shaking her head
Here
no.
she comes.
Come on, Miss Saunders. Say something. At least say hi.
Boo.
Boo. She said boo. She's
Hopefully
in the video.
they're not scared.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, we've done multiplication all week, and we need to talk about factors and multiples. Factors is a part of multiplication, and then multiples we're really going to use when we do division next week, or
Yes.
in the next couple of weeks. So what would be your good definition for a factor?
For me, I know factors are the numbers that you multiply together to get a product.
Okay, so thinking real easily.
All right.
2 times 3 equals 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that the 2 and the 3 are the numbers I multiply, so those would be factors.
Those are my factors, absolutely.
Okay, and you could also say they're factors of 6.
Yes. There you go. You could find factors of a number by doing exactly that.
Okay. And you do that, for instance, let's say we did 18. And if I wanted to find the factors of 18, or things that multiply to be 18, I like to do a T-chart. I don't know how you do it.
That's how we do it too.
Sweet pickles.
Keeps it organized. I like it.
So, for instance, a factor of 18, or one way to get 18, would be 1 times 18.
So you put the two factors. Obviously, you need two, one on each side.
Very
Okay.
good. And then another way to get 18, I think you can do 2 times something.
Yep, it's an even number, so 2 should make it.
So
yep,
2
2
times 9.
9.
And then we have 3 times 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, right?
Right.
Is that it?
Yes, and here's one thing when you're doing the factor chart, like this on the T-chart, when you go around, you can think 4. Obviously, 4 doesn't make 18. Do you see how we kind of went in order here? We thought of 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. 4 would be next, but it doesn't make 18, so it's off the list. 5 obviously doesn't, so it's not on the list. 6, and it's already on our chart. So if we go through the numbers numerically and we get to a number that's already on our chart, like 6, we know we've found all the factors. That's kind of a way of checking it. Did I get them all? And now, if I look at it this way, they're in order from least to greatest.
Yeah, that's nice, because a lot of times on problems they'll say, what's the greatest factor, or what's the least factor? Or we'll talk about least common factors, or, well, greatest common factors here in a little bit. What else do you want to say about factors?
Well, you want to have them try one?
Okay.
Let's see if they can factor a number.
Okay. Find the factors of, how about 24?
Oh, that's a good
Is
one.
that a good one? And I'll even draw the little T-chart for you.
So go ahead and make that on your notes and see if you can find the factors. Try to go through it numerically. Start with 1.
Okay. Go ahead and do that, and we'll come back in a sec. Okay. So 24. Let's find the factors of 24. Let's go with the easy one. 1 times 24.
It's even.
It is
so
even. So 2.
2 and 12.
I know 3 times 8.
Knowing those facts really helps
It
here.
really does. The one thing I'll do for 4 is I'll look up here, and if this one can still be divided by 2, I know that, for instance, I can do 4 times 6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I have 4 and 6 are real close to each other. The only one left is 5, but I know this number doesn't end in a 5, so
No.
that can't be it.
No. And the only other number we have left there is 6, and it's already on our chart, so we know we're done.
That's right. I know we weren't going to talk about this, but I want y'all to also find the factors of 12 real quick. And I'm going to show you something kind of cool that we're going to do later in the year. So go ahead and do that. Pause the video, find the factors of 12, and then I want to show you something. Okay, so we're going to do 12 real quick. 1 times 12 should be 1. 2 times 6. 3 times 4. And again, we got to a point where these two numbers are next to each other, so we're done. What I wanted to show you, and we're kind of getting ahead, but it's kind of cool, and it's easy.
Cool.
They're going to ask you at some point this year to find common factors. And so when we talk about common factors, we're looking at things that both 24 and 12 have. For instance, Miss Hannah, could you tell any numbers that you see on both T-charts?
Well, I see a 12 on both. I see 12 here, And I have a 12 here. Would you say that they have 12 in common?
They do.
Awesome.
I also see a 6
Mm-hmm.
and a 6. Any others?
Oh.
Did they all have to be on the right side? Or?
No, it shouldn't really matter. If they're in common, they're in common.
Okay.
Isn't that true?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, let's see. Here's 4. And even though 4's on the other side, it doesn't matter. They have that in common.
Okay. So that means that the 3 works.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 has to work.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at that.
And then 1. I'll give you a hint. Every number in the entire world is going to have 1 in common.
Yes. Wonder why that is.
Well, you have to multiply something by 1 in itself to get itself.
1 times 1 will make every single number.
So that was like your bonus video of finding the greatest common factor.
That was really cool. And
Isn't
you
that
know what
cool?
I noticed? Every number in 12 is also in 24.
Interesting.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I bet somebody out there can figure it out.
They should tell us.
Yes, that might be worth a ticket or something, you think?
Little point here and there.
Yeah.
All right.
There's got to be a reason, because math makes sense. So there's something that's got to be a reason that can be explained.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Multiples. All right.
Yep. And
That's my erase sound.
oh, that's very good sound. Sound effects are very important in these
That's
videos.
good. That's good to know. All right. So multiples. So factors are what we multiply together to get a number. What would you say a multiple is?
Well, multiples are the number that you get when you multiply.
Okay.
A multiple can be a product.
Okay.
There's I know a lot of you back there in kindergarten, first grade, did a thing called skip counting.
Yeah. I taught first grade. You know that?
Oh, did you really?
I did. And in first grade, back when I taught it, at the end of the year, they had to be able to count by 2s, 5s, and 10s.
Wow.
And so, like, we would have them go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and you could go on forever.
Did they realize that they were actually doing multiples?
Well, they did, because their first grade teacher was an ex-middle school and 5th grade teacher.
Oh, I see.
So they kind of, just like the greatest common factor bonus video you just got, I would give my first graders kind of the bonus video of knowing that it was a multiple. Now, did they remember it when they were first grade? Probably not.
Well, maybe they're hearing it again and they remember all the way back.
That's right. So I guess we should probably say multiples are very much like skip counting. These multiples that we talked about here are all multiples of what number?
Well, it would make sense to have to be the number you start with, because there's also 2 in between each number.
Very good. So those are multiples of 2.
Okay.
And also, if let's say in first grade I was doing skip counting by 5s. That means all these numbers are multiples of what number?
Would have to be 5, because that's what you started with, and there's 5 between each number.
Very good.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
I think I might get the hang of it.
All right.
Another way you can think of multiples too is this is 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4. So it's just taking a number and multiplying it by all the other numbers.
Very cool. Could you ever get the greatest common multiple?
Oh, that's a good question.
Multiples go on forever. So if anybody asks you to find the greatest common multiple of 2 numbers, don't do it, because you'll die first.
That's right, because numbers are infinite.
Yeah, and don't die.
No, we don't want you to die.
All right. That's all I got for factors and
All
multiples.
right.
Is that
Well,
okay?
yeah, that sounds good. Why don't we have them list the first 10 multiples of a couple of numbers?
Okay. Let's do... Oh, that was awesome. So let's do multiples of 12.
Sure. Ooh, that's a good one. Yes.
Multiples of... We'll make a tricky one. 13.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And multiples of 25.
Okay.
And then, these are multiples. Multiples. Good handwriting, Mr. Leatherman.
Mm-hmm.
And then, why don't we find factors also?
Oh, I like it.
So give us the factors of 30.
30's a good one.
You got one? Got a good one?
How about 42?
Okay.
And how about 48?
All right. Good luck.
Yep,
We'll
you
see
can do it.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye.